ensure that the harbour continues to grow from strength to strength. To the United Small Scale Fisheries representative, sir, I totally buy into your vision, and I think it's a wonderful vision that we continue to assist you as much as possible to realise your dream, to make this an internationally accredited and internationally acceptable standard. And again, it falls onto the DPWI to do whatever is logistically possible. And let's be realistic. Treasury gives DPWI a budget, and it has to fall within that budget. So as much as we are all altruistic and want to upgrade you to the highest possible standards, one has to be altruistic and yet realistic in terms of what is possible. And I'm sure that Mr. Kubeka will accommodate you as much as is humanly possible within the budget constraints. I'm sure he will agree with me that budget constraints are tight. But as the committee, I'm sure we will support you as much as possible to realize your dream. And please carry on fighting the good fight. We need you as South Africa. Thank you. I'll leave it there, Chair.
Thank you so much, Meti. We are just, we have asked to Stabi to just organize coffee for us. You are paying for it.
Yes, coffee,
so,
please.
Yeah. Yeah, Honorable Mukhoto.
Thank you, Chairperson. I've heard that there is a security room. I suppose there is a surveillance camera inside it. So I would like to ask the department, have you ensured that there is a security person that monitors the activities that are happening, the daily activities that are happening in this harbour on a full-time basis? And then there is a boom gate. I also want to know if there is a security person who is managing that boom gate. And we have heard that there are tourists that come here on a daily basis. Is there any tariff, harbour master, that you charge those tourists? And when last did you review the charge or the maintenance tariff that you charge, if any? And also the tariff that you charge the vessels that come in here. And then how many local people do you employ in your harbour? And you spoke about shortage of manpower. What have you done about it? Did you inform or ask for help from the Department of Public Works if maybe you did not have enough resources to employ people that you are running short of to help you man this harbour? And if so, department, how did you assist with this regard? Thank you, Chairperson.
Honorable Marshall.
Thank you very much, Chair. Greetings to everyone here. Let me welcome the presentation in relation to this Kalk Bay harbour. Chair, up front, let me say that I'm disappointed that the municipality is not here. We started very well. We were with them yesterday, and I thought we'll conclude the visit with them. If we are serious in dealing with the problems and solving them, everyone should be here. It must not be that some are available when there are issues which do not concern them or which are not their responsibilities. And where they know that they have got responsibilities, they decide not to be available. If we have challenges of sewer spillage here, it's the municipality that was supposed to be here such that we deal with it. So we are talking to ourselves. Both the harbour master and ourselves will be talking to ourselves on how to deal with the sewer spillages here. And I must raise my concern that I'm not happy that the municipality is not here. And it will seem like it's intentional. Because it can't be that from councillors and officials of the municipalities are not here. So to me, it's not an accident, it's intentional. The presentation speaks about lack of resources in terms of human resource, and we're told there are EPWP people. You see, I always say this. I have seen a trend of departments abusing EPWP people. As much as we want EPWP people to get into the space and be skilled and be re-skilled, but that must never be an excuse that you do not employ people, department. You must employ people such that we have got full-time responsible people here. Then you bring EPWP to come and be skilled, such that as and when some of the people that are working here exit, you'll employ those that are from EPWP. So for us to get here and get a presentation that you have got EPWP people working here, you also have veterans that you want to finish off here, it can't be. We are given a Bermuda in relation to the security challenges that we experience here. Can you elaborate and tell us what are these security challenges? Because it can't be that it's given. That's the fact that yesterday we saw swimming costume also here. That is the crisis. What is the security challenges that you have here, and how do you plan in addressing them? The community leader spoke about a processing facility. By the way, I like the passion you're speaking, and it shows that indeed government should invest in making sure that small-scale people are able to get into the space. If we're serious about local economies, building small scales, the processing plant should be erected here and necessarily support such that the communities are self-sustaining themselves. And I hope the FF will be able to tell us their plans, and through you, Chair, if needs be, that departments like your small business must get closer and support these communities. That should happen. I like your approach, Chair, that we can't be a committee that is just here to listen to stories as if we want to have an interest of writing movies and go. As we leave, it should reflect that we're here and what is the intervention that we are bringing. Such that tomorrow when we come back, these people must take us serious and listen to us and talk to us. But if we're going to approach this thing as a talk show, people are not going to take us serious moving forward. And I'm pleading with the officials of both the departments that you should take this visit serious. And to us, it's not about talk shows. It's about the results and implementation, therefore, of what it's being discussed here. such that we improve the lives of our people. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Mashele. Honorable Panskalvik.
Thank you very much, Chairperson, and good morning to everyone present. Let me also join the queue in welcoming the presentation, but the unfortunate part is if you are speaking towards the end, you don't have much to say. So I won't repeat what has been said. Safe to say, Chairperson, is I want to know if what are all the threats that has been identified in this harbour, like crime, etc., that would impact negatively on the existence of this harbour. And also I want to know, in terms of your CCTV cameras, do you have a backup system in place and a recording system, and up until when are you recording, so that we have an indication of that also. Then I've heard that you spoke, the Harbour Master spoke very proudly so in terms of the shootings, the film shootings that took place here. But I want to know, apart from the staff members or few people knowing about them, what is the legacy that they left behind to the community as well as to the harbour? And did the harbour receive any revenue with regards to that film teams being exposed here? And also, what are your different streams of revenue and an estimate amount that you receive annually in terms versus your expenditures, and are you breaking even in terms of is this place very nice to have but not really being profitable? Then I want to know the shortage of manpower that you spoke about. Is it even with the 30 EPWPs? And what are your plans that you have in place with regards to strengthening your manpower, increasing it, taking into consideration the upliftment of the local community into employing them into full-time positions? Because we can't rely on EPWPs. It's just supposed to be an 18-month project. So in terms of your service delivery issues, I'm also very concerned that the municipality is not here. Maybe they as they indicated, they joined the areas which they saw as problematic. So which raised a red flag to me. I want to know, do you have regular engagements with the municipality and all relevant stakeholders to ensure that you speak to the issues and the different roles that needs to be performed? Or is it just everyone working in isolation? We've realized that this committees, the harbour committees that were supposed to be into place are not in existence in the majority of the harbours. What is the situation here, and what is the relationship that you are having with the different stakeholders like your community in trying to assist each other in moving this harbour forward? I think I'll pause there. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable Chabo. Covered. Okay. Thank you, honorable members, for the questions and comments that you have raised. I am also adding my voice in appreciating and welcoming the presentation that have been done to us. One thing that is very clear here is that the people that are here are passionate about the area. And the reality is that we must always preserve our history. I am seriously proud of the rep from the United Small Scale Fisheries on the dreams and the vision that they have about the harbour. It's so good to say that I am a fourth generation of this area. It is always good, and say amandla to your forefathers who resisted to be moved from this beautiful place. I think I agree with my colleagues in many issues. The issue that small business must be brought in. I think, Mr. Kubeka, we would like to see here a processing plant not being owned by private companies, like what we saw in Saldanha Bay. We would like to see something here. They are ready to work with you. But my few questions to DAF, it's DAF, eh? Okay. DFFE, it was DAF then. Oh, okay. DFFE, what is the issue in you employing, you saying that you are having, I don't know, 2 dockmasters, you're supposed to be having 5. Yeah. So why are you not employing the 3? Because that one, it's the public works won't employ people to run this. It's up to you. So I understand the issue of EPWP, though we would like to see them being employed. But why are you not employing people in the positions that are being reflected? The issue of the municipality, when we talk of water and sanitation, that is the function of the local municipality. Here we have a metro that decided not to come here, maybe because it's aware that there is a problem here. When we talk of that, we will definitely raise it with them. Even if we meet them in Gordon's Bay, if they will be there, we will raise this with them, that you have a harbour there that is thriving, but just small issues that have to be sorted. This issue of water and sanitation, it has to be done. I understand the ablutions have to be done by public works, ablution facilities, but the issue of sewer and all that, it's the function of the municipality. So, and as such, they need to come closer here. I think it would be proper for the small-scale fisheries to bring in their vision and their plans to public works, so that public works will see how do they move in ensuring that their dream is realized. It may not be realized tomorrow, but please hold on to this land. Don't give it to private investors, so that your dream is realized. And even when we're not here as these members, we would be proud that we assisted you in realizing your dream. May not be realized in this term, but we'll be very proud in saying, no, we assisted the community of Kalk Bay to realize their dream. Mr. Kubeka, Ms. Nomonde?
Sure, let me, I think we will, most of some of the questions the Harbour Master and Nomonde will assist. With regard to the leases, Honourable Maitland, we've got lot 105A, which is the one of the restaurant, and then we've got lot 106, which is this restaurant where we are sitting.
So which is the other restaurant, sir?
There's another restaurant.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So those are the 2 current running leases. The leases that are under negotiations is 2 lots, lot 102 for Engine Petroleum. The committee, I'm told, set this week. They have not finalized their evaluations and the assessment fortunately, the chairperson is here of that committee, Ms. Dima. She was here to do that work.
Right.
So within maybe within the next month, Chair, the month to month shall have been.
So is that was 1 month to month? Does Engine hold both?
It's just 2 lots, yes.
Ah, okay.
The both lots, they belong to Engine Petroleum.
Okay.
Chair, on the fish processing, I did raise it with the harbour master, even myself, when I was coming here, that we have to improve that fish processing area. But we need a clearer mandate, both from the stakeholders and DFFE. Chair, if we register a project, are we saying we want a much bigger, because that one is small as well, do we want a bigger fish processing, and then we are identifying this area that is owned by municipality, so that we start negotiating the space with the municipality for that bigger, and the logistics also, because if you look, you'll have to go through the restaurant with your fish. So we'll have to get some engineers and some design. That's 1. 2, we will then have to look at the disposal systems on the processing and linking that with the municipality as well. So those are some of the discussion that we will have to engage in. We must get a proper mandate in that regard. I think the harbour master will talk about the CCTV and the other details. And we agree, Chair, that any infrastructure upgrade, that's why when you register a capital project, a major capital project, you bring municipality, because they need to deal with the bulk service. Is their responsibility, and we will then have to have a discussion with them, Chair, in 2 phases. The first phase will be the current sewer challenges that we have, but the next discussion will be on our future plans of a bigger fish processing area, and to what extent that the disposal areas and all those other things. So there will be 2 levels of engagement with the municipalities. But so we will request, I know that whilst Nomonde is this side representing the FFE, we just have to make sure that we get all those requirements in writing, including the repair to the jetty that the harbour master spoke about. The issues, Chairperson, about the security, we will leave it to the FFE, and the staffing, they will respond to that. Thanks, Honourable.
We have a 2-finger for Mr. Kubeka, if I may.
A follow-up. Can't we also allow Nomonde to respond?
That's fine.
Okay.
Thank you, Chair. The issue of monitoring of CCTV cameras and the issue of the boom gates. We're not monitoring the CCTV cameras after hours. We're only monitoring them from 8 till 4. But the tender that I'm part of, it includes armed response system, which we will outsource the monitoring part of it. That project, we will be starting with it in May. I've got the confirmation already that it will be starting in May, where we will outsource the monitoring part of it. The boom gates, As I've indicated in Saldanha that we were waiting for the for the specs. Remember, the boom gates works with pay point station, so it needs network. So for that, we will go out and do the RFQ, which is request for quotations. We started with the process already in March, but because of the financial year, and then we had to stop, but now it will kickstart. So in the meantime, back in the days, we used to have people that are standing there collecting the money manually. So now, because of the risk on some of the areas, so we had to do away with that. But in other harbors, they are still continuing collecting revenue like that, up until the issue of the boom gate and the CCTV is fixed. Which, my point is, the monitoring goes with security that we will be taking on next month in May. The issue of us using EPWP instead of permanent members. I'm always part of the panel members. No? What we've discovered, whenever we advertise, local people don't qualify. We always take people from Joburg to Kalk Bay, which is, we picked up that there is a challenge. So now we opted to the issue of EPWP, where we said from grade 10 up until graduates. Now we're giving those people opportunity to get the necessary skill, so that when we advertise, remember, we're abided by policies as well, that we cannot just employ people with grade 10, you understand? So now, on the project that we have now, we've taken all those that do not have metric. They will do that in these 3 years. And then in these 3 years as well, we're not blocking anyone from the EPWP to apply when we advertise, if they have the qualification. So for those that have metric, we are pushing them to have the trade test, because the qualification that they need to be dockers or dockmasters is a trade test, of which we are pushing them. In that 3 years, it's possible. We are encouraging them to do that. And we also give them the necessary skill as well. For you to be a docker and a dockmaster, you need to have the winch operator certificate, of which we are providing that. So one can push. There are plumbers as well in this project. We're pushing them to get that trade, so that when we advertise, they qualify. And we do advertise. Currently, we have 4 posts that are out. Unfortunately, not for Kalk Bay. No? We have 4 posts, which is for Gordons Bay and other harbours, including the director, which is the 5th one. So that's what we do on a time to time. We advertise, and then the EPWP just apply, and then we absorb them at that level. What else did I? Okay, Shafiq will answer. Okay, the tariff review. We're using government gazette throughout, which is in Saldanha up to here. We last reviewed in 1998 because we're using same tariffs, of which our DDG did address that yesterday, that we acknowledge that we are undercharging the users. We'll go back to the drawing board, to our legal services, and whoever that needs to be involved to review. Thank you so much. Shafiq will take care of the other matters.
Yeah, may continue.
Okay, the 3 challenges that we have in this particular harbour is basically theft, vandalism and malicious damage to property, armed robbery, poaching activity, vagrants, loitering of homeless people, and there's particular things that we have basically. I personally, about a year and a half ago, traffic officer ran up to me. He was shot, just in the harbour. They robbed cultists, armed cultists. He ran up to me. Luckily, they shot him. Yeah, but if the bullet went, not in his body, but sideways. Yeah. He ran to my office. I couldn't do nothing. There's no security. What must I do? I can do nothing. I can just call for police. But that happened in my office. He ran up to me. While he was entering, the robbers came, they robbed the cultists, and they shot him. And he ran off to my office. Right? Luckily, the people were caught at the Yzerfontein, Kalk side, they were 4. Right? Two bodies, 2 weeks ago, 2 bodies was found here, just at the back. Now, if you look in our situational analysis in our area, you will find most dangerous gangsters flocking this side for peace and freedom. Because in their area, say in the area, Ocean View, Lavender Hillview, they will die. So what did they do? They come to this peaceful place. But now they establish their gang here. So the most gang activity is the 28th. It is in the surrounding area. Alright? So I was just now 2 days ago in court, a witness for malicious damage, for housebreaking malicious damage of our property. The main entrance building. He broke the door, he broke the window, he slept in there. When I approached him, it's like he didn't bother. So I arrested him. That was in December. He's still in. I went to court yesterday, and the case is still on. But that is what I have to deal with. Right? If I don't have security, I put myself in danger. If I don't have the necessary response, police cannot be here 24 hours. That is not their job. But the job of security is to enforce, first of all, priority is the assets of the department also, and the staff and the resources, as us, our safety. Right? But we cannot do that if we don't have the necessary security to uphold. So that is the basically the threats in terms of the harbour. And when it comes to photo shoot and film shoot, really, as Namondi said, it is regulated. Right? For a permit, any permit, it costs you 3,500. If you want to shoot in the harbour, it costs you 3,500, excluding maybe vehicles or excluding the space that you shoot at. Right? But that is something that we have to look at, because in the private industry, they will charge you 10,000.
Is it per day?
In the private,
Is that per day?
that is per day. That's per day.
The 3,500.
3,500. I don't know where does the 500 comes, but always 3,500. I think 20 years ago, the 500 had something to do with the 3,000. But it's 3,500. Excluding vehicles is 500 per vehicle. Right? Excluding the space that you are renting, that is another charge pertaining to the harbour regulations. All right? But who benefit also? And this is one of the community members. Is the harbour users. So I had a suit, 1923, that dresses harbour for a whole week. For to move the vessel, the boat owner charged him 6,000? 10,000. To be in the suit? 10 vessels? 10 boat owners? Really? For them? Not for harbour. However, it's a private boat. And just to move your vessel, because we don't want your vessel in the suit, just to move it to the other side, they charge him 6,000. Hawkers, 2,500. Don't be in the scene. Oh, we want you in the scene, you're going to get also money. You understand? When it was the movie for what's his name?
Diesel.
Diesel. What happened? They booked this whole harbour out. They spent about for this whole restaurant. They spent about for the harbour about 150 to 180,000 for that day. Only one day. But Diesel decided in his caravan at the back, he don't want to come out for a day. He didn't feel to come out for the shoot. Yeah, he decided. So what happened? They had to book another day.
Okay.
They had to negotiate with me another day. So you had to pay everybody that day. So yes, for the people, for the harbour users, for the clients, for those people that are using the harbour, beneficial. Right? For us, like I said, we have to re-look at our regulations in terms of harbour regulation fees, how we can up it. Because we cannot work on 20 years fees. We cannot work to pay 20 years for a bread, 90 cents, and still pay the same. Things went up. Right? So we have to look on that basis in terms of profitability. Yes, I agree with you. Sometimes our expenditure doesn't weigh in terms of what we make because of our regulations. That is where it comes. There's a weakness there in our regulations. Yes, harbour users committee. Yes, we have established harbour users committee, right? There is a lack of meetings, but however there is continuously communication between the harbour master and the stakeholders and the harbour users on a daily basis to sort out things. It's continuously, but there is established harbour users committee, right? There's one of the representatives. It is established of City of Cape Town, representative established of police, the St. James Race Association, the Fishermen's Flags Association, the harbour users reps in the harbour. So we have that established. So we just have to regather again and have that. But like I said, I had ad hoc continuous meeting with these people so that we can solve problems and see how we can enhance them.
Thank you so much. The follow-up questions now, Honourable Hickman.
I did, yes. So, Mr. Kubeka, from what I'm hearing from you is you are in favour of registering a project for extending the fish processing plant pending agreements with the City of Cape Town.
Yeah. So how we work with the client departments, Chair, they give us the needs. And if it's a capital in nature, the funding must come from the user department. So the refurbishment program, we went out to National Treasury to go source for funding. So like Honourable Member said, within our budget there's a limited space, yes. But if any capital refurbishment, we will have to have a discussion there.
Yes, but in principle you are in favour of potentially looking at something like that?
Long term, yes.
Yes.
Given the needs that the lobster landing here is much bigger, which necessitate that they do a proper processing and packaging of the fresh lobster. So it makes sense then to have a bigger lobster infrastructure processing as opposed to the current fish flag that is here, which is small and has got compliance issues. So we will be in favor of that.
Okay.
Thanks.
And then my second question would be, I cannot understand from DFFE and anybody else how EPWP workers from this community are not used and we are bringing people from Johannesburg. That has just blown my mind completely. That has just absolutely, we have such a high unemployment rate in South Africa. I understand that the unemployment rate in the Western Cape is lower than it is from anywhere else, but the fact that we have a situation where we are bringing people from Johannesburg to fill positions in the Western Cape has absolutely blown my mind. I also can't understand, I accept that you have to train people to be dock workers or dock masters. I get that. I understand that you have to upskill. I'm in favor of that. I am just concerned that we're in a position where you cannot find suitable EPWP workers in the Cape. Whether they apply or not, I promise you there are people out in this community that are begging for jobs, and I find it impossible that we have to import labour into the Western Cape. I find it impossible. I'm just putting it out there and I'd like it noted. Thank you, Chair.
Through you, Chair, can I rectify, Honourable Member, what I said, EPWP, they are local people that we are busy upskilling. The problem that we are having when we advertise, local people do not qualify. But the local people, the EPWP are from local.
And you are giving them all the necessary training.
Yes.
Okay, no. That would be good. So that whoever exits there, we put in the local people. Honorable Hoto.
Thank you. Just to shortly add, please continue upgrading and empowering the local people so that even in future, we don't have to outsource people who need to be doing certain jobs in your harbour. I would like to request the department to ensure that they assist the management of this harbour with regard to sewer spillage or to the sewer problem, because seemingly from what I've heard, they've been experiencing this problem a long time ago, and I don't think that they've been sitting with the problem doing nothing about it. They must have, went to the municipality, requested the municipality to assist with them, and the municipality did not do anything about this problem. That is why they are bringing it here to the table, so that we, the Department of Public Works, should intervene. And if we are going to intervene, which is a request that we requested to do, I'm going to ask that we do a follow-up to check if the Department of Water and Sanitation makes it a point that they address this problem. Because obviously, if this problem of sewer spillage is going to persist, eventually there won't be any business here and there will be retrenchment, because the tourists won't be able to pour money here if when they come here the conditions are not conducive for them to come and visit this place. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Mukoto. Just before we respond, because more are comments, I think the issue of the rates for those that are making fillings, it's an issue that has to be looked at. We can't be using rates that were used 20 years back. So it means, but we really appreciate the fact that the local community is benefiting from those filmmakers. But I wanted to check, is the Harbour Master still here?
Yes.
This one is a direct question. I wanted to check, I mean, knowing that South Africa is also a playing ground for international visitors, do you have any international filmmakers? But do we also charge them the same rate as the South African?
Yes. Unfortunately, the regulation gives you one regulation. Film shoots, regulations, month.
That regulation needs to be looked at. Seriously needs to be looked at. No. We need to. Yeah.
The response to them is that all? That is the response. Is that all? And the city is charging way much higher than this amount.
Okay, but the reality is that no wonder this is an issue that has to be taken up with DDG, with the Minister of DFFE. In fact, she must look at reviewing those regulations. She has to. But we really appreciate that. It's another way of collecting revenue.
Sure, absolutely.
So
But it's also arts and culture.
yeah. Small business, arts and culture, they must come in.
Chair, may I just say something?
Yes.
We mustn't make as if regulation is cast in stone.
Yeah.
If the law allows, then from your side you must make input, draft a recommendation to the minister so it can increase the revenue.
Draft it properly. Get advice and draft it properly and send it to the minister. Minister must.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm sorry if I'm using up our time, but I'm thinking we do have ample time because we didn't go to do oversight. I'm supporting what you have just said with regards to the local filling people. They can't be paying the same exorbitant amount as the international people. It comes back to this issue of majority of the people in South Africa who can access land to build houses because, you know, the prices are skyrocketing for the local people, for the people of South Africa. They can't afford to buy land in Cape Town or Western Cape. It is mostly people abroad that come here, buy our land. That also must be regulated. We must be able to afford to buy the land here if we are compelled to buy it. So that we, local people, and even the South Africans who are not staying in Western Cape, must be able to buy the land. Thank you.
Thank you. On that note, honorable members, the team from both the departments, we really appreciate your time, your presentation. We are so glad to meet a community member who is so passionate about the area and the trade that they are doing in their area. We will definitely support all of you through these departments that we have set. Minister Saldanha Bay and in fact the portfolio committee of small business. Tina will communicate with the portfolio committee of small business, but we'll definitely talk to that committee so that they can also see what they can do in support of the small scale fishery. Thank you again, the team that was here earlier on. The weather outside tried to deal with us, but as we go out, we'll try to see some of the areas, but we won't be long because we still have to drive to Gordons Bay. Thank you so much. The meeting is adjourned.
Thank you so much.